Section 7.5 Assumptions. Linearity is the use of the regression equation requires that the underlying relationship be linear. Homoscedasticity is the use of the standard error of estimate assumes that except for chance, the dots in the original scatterplot will be dispersed equally about all segments of the regression line. Standard error of estimate for the data should be used cautiously since its value overestimates the variability of dots about lower half of the regression line and underestimates the variability of dots about the upper half of the regression line. Section 7.6 Interpretation of R squared. The squared correlation coefficient R squared provides a measure of predictive accuracy that supplements the standard error of estimate. Repetitive prediction of the mean. Can't construct a regression equation when lacking information about the relationship between X and Y scores, but could mount a primitive predictive score by always predicting the mean. Using the repetitive prediction of the mean for each Y score will supply a frame of reference against which to evaluate our customary predictive effort based on the correlation between X and Y. Predictive efforts with existing correlation between X and Y generate a smaller error variability than a primitive effort based only on the repetitive prediction of the mean. Predictive errors. Errors equal Y minus the mean. Positive and negative errors indicate that Y scores are either above or below their corresponding predicted scores. Error variability or the sum of scores. The sum of squares of any set of deviations or errors can be calculated by first squaring each error to eliminate negative signs, then summing all squared errors. Each Y-score is expressed as square deviations from the mean and then summed. Proportion of predicted variability. The error variability measures total variability of Y-scores. The standard error of estimate measures the residual variability of Y-scores that remains after customized least square predictions are made. SS measure of gain and accuracy due to least square predictions comes from subtracting residual variability from total variability. Gain and accuracy relative to original error variability for repetitive prediction of the mean represents the proportion or percent gain in predictive accuracy. Squared correlation coefficient, the proportion of the total variability in one variable that is predictable from its relationship with another variable.